I'm gonna have to edit this. Oh, let's see how I can edit this. Let's try YouTube Studio and see if it'll let me do anything. Where do I get live? Alright, gotta figure this out. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so we got... Here we go. Live. Close. Okay. Alright, now let's full screen this. Edit. Here we go. Let's go agility and miscellaneous. I'll log it in. I was doing some fishing. Let's put this back to half. And let's see. I don't know if this will even show. If this will show chat in the control panel. So we're gonna mute for now, or at least very quiet. I'll go and put the few anglers in the bank. Okay. Oh, I bet this is in the. His pets must be in the house. So I got a lot of elks. I was doing finishing up my smithing. Just was able to hit 99 on that. So not all that many left. Honestly, we got a lot of the big ones out of the way. Cooking's going to be no problem because I still have a lot of fishing left. We've got agility, we've got crafting, we've got construction, which is going to be a pain, we've got hunter, which is going to be no problem. Farming. Farming I can go check on right now. Let's go and do that. Let's go teleport 4. Currently just kind of maintenance on some of my farming guild items.
Mic off, mic on, mic off. Mic on.
Okay, now this should be giving me side tone. So this whole time the microphone is muted. This thing's so frustrating sometimes. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, well, I am here. I have been talking for a little bit. Just kind of checking on some stuff here. Doing mostly maintenance. Pineapple plant's ready to go. A yew tree is ready to go. So let's go ahead and plant some more. We're going to want one of these filled plant pots. I'm going to want one of my yew seeds, another one of the plant pots. I'm sure I have a pineapple seed in here. I think I had a few of them. There we are, pineapple seed. One, please. Hespery seed, I should have another in here. Yep, got one. Let's note some watermelons. We'll take some of the cactus spines for the yew trees. I'm gonna get the other cactus spines while I'm here. Might as well kind of catch those up. I will get my tools ready and everything. One spade, canned gardening trowel, a bottomless compost, and seed dibber we're gonna need here and here. So go on this one then. 1, 2. Good. Some cactus spines here, just for when I'm sure gonna have to do a few more yew trees. I probably have enough seeds to get me to 99, so it'll just be a matter of coming over here and kind of taking care of them. We're already gonna be at 97 in just a little bit here. Very little, 20,000 to get there. That should be no problem. Yeah, I've got all my items from finishing up smithing in the inventory still, so it's going to take a long time to do the alks for that, so I'm going to try and do it while I'm training some agility. Been kind of lazy on agility, so just trying to get some of it done. I believe I can use pineapples to pay for another one. Let's see. Pineapple. Super compost, let's see. Payment for papaya trees. Okay, perfect. So I'll probably try and do a few pineapples just to get myself. Now I need an axe. Of course I forgot it. So I'll throw these in the bank. Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple pineapples to be able to do a papaya, and then probably just use that up. I think I'm short on papayas to be able to do another palm tree. That would be the only thing keeping me from doing magic trees instead of yew trees on the tree patch over here. But farming, not super useful for me for right now. Gets me a little wood cutting experience, but that's not a big deal. It's mostly just to get the skill up. But it should only be a couple days, and then this one will be maxed out and I don't have to worry about it. The next one is probably going to be Hunter. Once I'm still item hunting a little bit, but Hunter will probably be the next one that I go and try and finish up. And fishing is very slowly kind of getting up there. We're getting close to the 90 point, but fishing's very slow. Crafting is going to be a slow one too, unfortunately. It's overall not bad as a skill to train, but it's just a little slow, that's all. I can do that with thieving, with the gems, and I probably will do some of that because that's one of the things I'm missing for my elite diary for Fremenic. The only thing I'm missing, one I can do and the other one I can't do. The one I can do is astral runes. Have to make a full inventory of astral runes, which is no problem because that I just have to run back and forth with the bank. But the other one is a dragonstone necklace, or I don't know if it's necklace or amulet. One of the two. I don't have a dragonstone to make that, so I could do some little bit of thieving just to kind of get that done, but I haven't gone and finished that up yet. Because that one you can get from the Karamja volcano, the Tizhar gem shop. You can steal one from there, so that won't be too bad. Especially with dodgy deals, no problem. Let's use my bucket. Plant pot's done. U-roots are done. Let's go ahead and pay her. Rosie, yeah. Okay. Next will be Hespori. I'll do that. Plant another one. And I think I still have, yeah, one more Hespori seed in here. Assuming I don't get any other seeds from my plants here. I'm gonna unnote. Oh, that's too many. Let's go ahead and just put this to 1. We'll just do 1 anti-poison. I don't think I'll really need anything else. I could probably use a super restore. For now, I have all this stuff kind of set up for doing Hydra. That was the last thing I was working on, and it's still a project. I've now done 3 Hydra tasks and gotten everything but the Dragon Hunter Lance. That's the only thing. That's really what I wanted to go there for. The ring doesn't help me, and the gloves I've already gotten, I think, 4 or 5 pairs. So at this point, it's just kind of waiting on the Lance, which is a little frustrating considering I'm getting close to the 400 point, and it should be around a 1 in 200 drop. But yeah, it sometimes you get lucky, sometimes not so much. So we'll see. Okay. Another one done. What do we get? Okay, at least it's not another bottomless compost bucket. I think I've gotten 4 of them. Main game, I've never gotten one. Here I've gotten quite a few. Let's go ahead and just plant some of these. No harm, because I'm just going to leave it. There we go. I don't think I'm going to bother with the watermelons. I was planting some watermelons before, but I don't think it's entirely worth it just to use them up or anything. So nothing bad. Okay, yeah, just depositing this. Sorry, looking at my other screen for a minute, trying to figure out some streaming stuff. I'm not super used to the YouTube streaming layout. There we go, we got this. I'm just going to put this one away for now. You logs we won't need. Super anti-poison is fine in the bank. Okay. Now we're going to go to the mine. We're going to see if we can't use up some of these 183,000 nature runes. I have quite a few left over. That's where I did the 99 for rune crafting, as I just stayed right there with all the runes I had from Soul Wars, the rune essence with Banker's Note. Pretty quick one compared to a lot of these. It was probably, I think that was one of the first 99s I did. I think fire making and then rune crafting. 14-1 on rune crafting. It could be better. I'm sure I'll end up going back to that if I run out of stuff to do with leagues. But for now, I'm just going to hang out on the rooftops. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to try and keep pretty steady pace with this. Usually probably 1 or 2 per step, and then eventually I'll probably get through this whole pile. Hopefully. Because at least that'll kind of break up the agility a little bit more. We're at 85 agility, and now is definitely the point where it gets slow. So I know the trackers are not super accurate for this, so I'm just gonna try and kind of take a guess at how many laps I'll need once I get to the end of it. Because this is right around halfway. I'm just gonna see how many actions it has. I know the end step is close to 10,000. So yeah, maybe 45 to 50 laps is quite a lot, but you know, it could be worse. Definitely could be worse. 67. My other option for doing agility is Brimhaven, and I kind of want to try avoiding that one. I'm not a huge fan of Brimhaven, and I know you can only use the regular tickets for experience. The other tickets are not super useful, so it's not really that great of an option. I think. I mean, it may be better just because you can get a lot more experience all at once, and it is a little more relaxed to do the alking, but I feel like overall per hour this one is pretty good. I have to, I can't do it from here. Let's do it over here. We'll just go ahead and reset the per hour and then see where I'm at after 1, maybe 2 laps. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of marks of grace though from this one, which is not really useful for anything. I'll pick them up just so I have a nice stack of them, but not super helpful for me. $168. Yeah, I mean it's probably somewhere around 200,000 or 300,000 at least per hour, which is a lot, but it's definitely not what it could be. And I've got a lot of alks to get through still. There's the 300,000. Lap finish should push it up a little bit more too. Now the goal is not get bored. Actually, 880,000 is quite a lot. We'll see if it stays that high. I mean, having most skills around a mil an hour is pretty darn nice. It still means at least probably 6 or 7 hours from 92 to 99, which is a lot, but it's not nearly as long as it would be in the main game. So can't complain too much. Yeah, definitely think it's just a little bit faster than Brimhaven, even though that is a much more relaxing way to do agility. I don't know. We'll see. I may want to go back there, but I'll do a little while here and just kind of see what I can get to. At least this will be the cash stack for helping out with construction. There's not too much I need to do with it, but it'll definitely help if I can buy myself a little bit extra experience here and there. I am going to try and do a lot of construction just from wood cutting, to try and do mahogany for wood cutting and then make everything into planks. At least what I can. The rest, I should have some money left over because I'm not really using gold other than that. There's not much I need it for with no grand exchange, so I might as well buy a couple things from the stonemasons here and there. Buy some magic stones, buy some marble blocks, and do a little bit of construction that way. Because that one is going to be relatively slow for me, not going Golden God. But having a lot of things to alch in my inventory will definitely get me a decent way there. If I do end up alching all of the rune plate bodies, that's around 25 mil, I think. So it'll be more money than I've gained in the leagues up until this point. Because right now, most of my money has been from Hydra, from alching things there. And even that, it's not a super impressive stack of cash. It's maybe 11 or 12 mil. But getting through smithing was definitely solving a money issue, although I can't say I really had a money issue in this point. With leagues, there's not that much to use money on. It's nice in the early game, but there's really not too much that it helps with other than something like construction. Okay, well, I mean, we're getting there. This is 80%. And that's, I mean, maybe at most 5 or 10 minutes. 4 minutes for a level up. That's not bad at all. I think it might be slightly faster than that, but we'll see. Little by little, doing the agility. Agility is going to be slow. I know it is. That's where all of my experience lamps are going. So when I do end up doing that elite diary, I'll be putting that big bonus into this also. Another reason I was trying to do Hydra is I do want to try and do chambers. That's really one of the main things with the leagues is I want to be able to do some of the end game content. I haven't tried out raids very much in this game, just because I do have some difficulty with a lot of the higher higher level content anyway. The most I've really done is getting through the intro raids for the quest at Theater of Blood, and then for Tombs of Amascut, I've done like an entry mode raid there too. But it's tough. It's very tough. The mid-level bosses I'm pretty comfortable with, so I'm getting to the point where I can do it. On leagues, I've been pretty successful over at Vardorvis also. That's one I'm not good at in the main game. I know how to do it, I haven't practiced it a lot, and so most of the time if I go there in the main game I will die. But here, not too bad. Especially having Last Stand. It's a very, very helpful kind of insurance policy. There's a lot still left to do here. I haven't gotten many items from Perilous Moons. Aside from that, I still need to do Colosseum and see how it is. Because I've gotten all my regions. I was able to do 2 Echo bosses, so I've got 6 points in melee, 2 points in magic. I don't know how to do Inferno, so it's likely not something I'm going to really try. I may give it a try, but I would seriously doubt that I could get through Inferno without a lot of time really learning it, even with all this all the helpful stuff. Just because I know there are a lot of things in Inferno that can kind of ruin your run. So we'll see. It's definitely worth giving a try while I've got things that'll help me out with it, but we'll see. It's one of those that is going to take a long time, and it's a matter of whether it's going to be worth it or not. I don't know if I'm going to plan on doing any Inferno in the main game, just because it's a big challenge. Even it's intimidating even with the unlimited food and stuff, so main game even more so. But we'll see. Maybe I get in there and try it a little bit and I end up thinking it's not as bad as it seems. I mean, it's definitely doable. It's just a matter of whether I can do it, which is a very different question. Okay, should be getting an agility level very soon. That'll put me to 86. And we're over the hump on the way to 90. Probably this next obstacle is going to get it. I imagine this one's a little slightly larger EXP drop. Yep. 86. There we go. And getting close to that 800k an hour. I don't know how consistent that number is, but it's something. And surprisingly not that many marks of grace from this. At least it doesn't seem like it. Not that they're anything good for this. I didn't go as Garnia to really be able to do anything with them anyway. And with unlimited run energy, there's not too much that the graceful outfit would really be helpful for. It does make you faster, but if you got unlimited run energy, it doesn't make that much difference how fast you're moving. There we go. We got a few alks in here. We're getting through it. I know in the past, anytime I've done agility or something slow like this. I usually think I have a lot of alks until I get here and start going into the grind of it, and it's like nowhere near how long I thought it would take. So this will definitely be a challenging one, because 100 and some seems like a really long time, but I've got this big, almost 900 stack of rune chain bodies from smithing that I haven't even started. So it'll be a lot. Yeah, 26 mil, about 4 mil from the rune warhammers, and another about 200k from the animate plate legs. And these are just kind of leftover things. Figure I might as well train the magic a little bit. Magic's already 99, but if I'm getting money from it, I might as well alch some of the stuff that's going to sit in the bank one way or the other. And there will be the tasks for 25 and 50 million. So, you know, why not? It'll get me a little bit closer for the time when I do end up going back to magic. That's there's another thing on my to-do list, is go and try and grab I think it's the Ancient Scepter, the Phantom Muspa. I haven't really tried that boss out, so it'd be interesting to give it a shot. Especially having the upgraded imbued heart would be kind of nice. Since I went magic as a secondary, I figured eventually I would get that the imbued heart drop, and got lucky enough to get that at Basilisks. So yeah, I guess I can go through the log here of kind of what I've gotten in drops. The Hespori was pretty lucky with this. Nature's Reprisal uncharged. That was my one kill that I actually got loot from on the Echo Hespori. Gotten 4 bottomless compost buckets. Pretty nice drops. Lizardman Shaman, nothing too special on that one. Hydra is the big one. So far 5 ferocious gloves. The eye we've gotten 9 times. Some of those I just alked. Didn't really want to deal with it. The Bone Crusher necklace I've gotten 3 times. Not any use, because I'm not able to charge it without Mortania. So not a super helpful drop, but it is on that unique drop table. The other very rare one is the Dragon Throne Axes and the Dragon Knives. Both fairly valuable, but since I didn't go range, not all that useful for me. Yeah, it's been a long one at Hydra. I've gotten 5 alchemical Hydra heads. No pet though. So there's still that. If I really am very dry for Hydra, that's when I know it's bad, is if I get the pet before the lance. Seed packs are not that interesting. Vardorvis, we've gotten 2 Awakener's orbs. I haven't tried any of the awakened ones. Maybe it's worth a shot in this, just because I have Last Stand anyway. The Blood Quartz, I'm not really sure what that does, but I held on to it just because there's a possibility I go and do the Scepter, so might as well. Did a couple kills at Vorkath. That one, not super helpful for me for the moment. If I do go back and get the lance at Hydra, that'll be where I head, is to go and try and get Vorkath, because working towards that Dragonfire shield is just kind of cross off another best in slot. The weakest part of my armor here is going to be the body and legs, honestly. The helmet, if I can get a Basilisk Jaw, that's a very good one. Chest and legs, not very useful. I've got an Armadillo plate body and dragon legs, so We'll see. I don't think I can get the dragon plate body just because of the regions. I mean, I'm probably gonna at some point go and do rune dragons, but I don't see myself kind of sitting there grinding it out. Be good if I get them on Slayer task, but that's about it. Did some Karasks, got my items there, so no worries. Yeah, Basilisk Knights, little unlucky there. That's another one that should be about 1 in 200. I've gotten close to 700, and no such luck on the jaw. So that'll be my other Slayer target. And yeah, 17 superiors over there with the Basilisks, and no such luck. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of pickpocketing the Tizhar. 2,300 of that. Yeah, that was finishing up thieving over there. Dagannoth, kind of an unfortunate one as well. This one not so much. This is the small Dagannoths, but yeah, very very dry at Dagannoth Kings for the Seer's ring. It's the only one I didn't get. I did 106 kills on Prime, and just no such luck. That one, the drops should be about a 1 in 20 with the bonus, but no, just didn't roll it. Abyssal Demons, no problem. Skotizo, I haven't gotten the pieces to really do a ton of that. 4 unsired. For 60, that is a very good drop rate for unsired. So got pretty lucky there, but nothing too exciting. 1 piece of a bludgeon and the pet. Pet's nice, but all the pets are staying in my house for right now. I don't do that well with the pets in this game, just because a lot of them you can interact with, and clicking on it during a fight where I'm trying to click on the ground in that spot is very frustrating. So that one's just in the bank for now. Tormented Demons, I did have a good run there. Unfortunately, I got both of my claws around 250, which is super super long to have to wait. One synapse I got early, the other one very late. So I mean, not too bad. I was mostly there for Slayer anyway. So fortunately I finished that one within the task for 279, or probably around 260 for the task. 279 is just whatever number I ended on, because I know I went there at one point for just to try and get it early once I got the Nature's Reprisal, just to see what I could get, but they were kind of slow early in the game. Yeah, 9 Brimstone Keys is a lot from there. Jellies, nothing interesting. Lunar Chest, we've done 20 so far. I got 2 helmets, no weapons, nothing like that. So that one will be one to go back to, but yeah, just wasn't a high priority at the time. That could be a good option for armor, but if I'm able to get the face guard, then I won't really need that one. Drakes, we got lucky. The Drake's Claw is pretty nice. Upgrade the boots. One task for that. I don't know offhand the drop rate, but I think that is very lucky for 57. Ancient Wyverns. I was doing some of that when I was finishing up the Varrock Elites. I want to try and get that done. All of my Varrock tasks fairly early, because I knew I was going to have to do some power mining to get through it, so that was a good one to get out of the way. Birdhouses, that'll be something I go back to at some point. I do have some redwood logs in the bank, so that's a good one. Herbivore, that was mostly for the hunter experience, and also for the fossils. Definitely needed a lot of fossils from that, so that helped me a lot. Yeah, Dagonoth Prime 100, oh, 102. So pretty close, but no such luck in the Seer's ring for whatever reason. The other ones I've gotten 2 rings each from everybody else. And let's see. I don't know. Do they have the? I was able to get through the Echo versions of the Dagonoths as well. So those were really big upgrades. Those rings are just, the ring and necklace are just very strong. It's kind of, they're kind of laughably strong for this. You don't need to worry about any other ring or necklace for the rest of the game. Those are by far best in slot over anything else that's even possible. Monarchs and Emperor ring. Those are very wild items. The Nature's Reprise, not I mean, honestly, not the greatest item. It's nice, and being able to do melee stuff from ranged is very cool, but I would say fairly kind of underpowered for an Echo boss, for an item from an Echo boss. I think that's mostly just because that is one of the easier Echo bosses too. So that, I'm sure that's what goes into it. I haven't made it to the point where I go back and try and do Colosseum. It's on the list, but I know it's not a super high priority just because that is something that takes getting familiar with the whole layout of the Colosseum and everything. It's not something you can just kind of brute force your way through. Although I'm sure that's what I'll end up trying to do, is trying to brute force my way through it. But I don't know how well that's going to go, that's all. Especially like trying to get through Soul. Regular Soul, I don't know how that'll be. It may be a pretty difficult one for me just because I'm a little slow on reaction times for some stuff, and especially so like depending on connection. I was having some kind of frame drops earlier, and well, not frame drops. I was having some latency issues at Hydra, so I was missing some hits there. Hopefully, I don't really know what kind of damage regular Soul does. I imagine it's pretty high. I know about the range for some of the Echo Soul stuff, but that one is going to be tough no matter what, because that one's more a question of how much damage you can do, and I'm sure with me, as it was for when I was at Dagonoth Kings, I'm sure it's going to get to a point. Oh man, oh, that's frustrating. I'm sure it's going to get to a point where I'm kind of just eating nonstop, and it's just going to stall that fight out. So we'll see. I should have plenty of food, especially after I do some more fishing. I do have a lot of food right now anyway, but it's going to use up all the supplies I've got. So we'll see. At least I did Herblore as well, so I have the super combats and everything, and I did prayer, so that's a little less of a concern. I think having the Grimoire is going to do a lot there too, just because Piety is a very nice boost to defense as well as offense. So hopefully that'll help a little bit with trying to mitigate a little bit of damage, but we'll see, because that is still uncharted territory. But I do really like the spear. That seems like a very cool item. The bracers, I don't know how helpful that'll be, but you know, it's still a cool mechanic to have double healing. So you never know, especially if I do end up going and doing Inferno. That'll be a super helpful one, because even if I take a ton of damage, Like even if I take 40 or 50 damage from one hit through the the defense increase, then that'll be only 1 or 2 items of food that I have to eat instead of having to worry about just keep eating because I'm still probably taking damage. Whatever I was doing wrong, I'm probably still doing it wrong. So there's a lot left to do, but I'm just trying to work on some skilling for right now. I like doing a lot of the skilling stuff. That's kind of what I spend a lot of the time on the main game doing, even though it is a little tedious sometimes. It's nice to get that little incremental progress and little by little working towards that goal, even if it's a temporary account. So I don't know. My goal was just to get all the relics. That's the main goal anytime I play a leagues in this game, because I don't really know how far I'm getting. So I'm past where I was expecting to get to, and the rest will all be kind of a bonus. Still 800k per hour. How long does this say? Give me 10 minutes till the next level. It's not terrible. It's still gonna seem long relative, just because everything else in leagues is super fast. And luckily, once I go back onto the main game, it's not too bad because I don't have to worry about it, any of the experience in the main game anyway. So that's less of a concern, but it's definitely going to feel a little different going back to everything. I know after the last time I played through a leagues, the hardest thing was not trying to use a banker's note in the regular game because it's not there. But at least having different armor sets and everything will help. The very first leagues that I played was Leagues 3, and it was a little overwhelming. I remember I didn't actually get that far with it, just partly because I didn't have as much time for it, and also because I didn't really get it. I wasn't paying attention to like what tasks I needed to do to get to the next tier, rather than just like trying to get stuff that I thought would be important, which sometimes would get tasks, but it's much easier to go through and finish as many tasks as possible, because that way you can get the next tier and the other experience boosts. So when you do have to go and train for something, it goes a lot faster. And in this one, having the combat masteries as a separate system was really, really nice. Because I was able to say, I'll work on the specific combat tasks later, I can focus more on just getting the points first, because then I already know there's going to be a boost to combat experience that I'm getting one way or the other. So getting the other stuff out of the way will be nice, and then when I do combat, it'll seem much faster. And so that did help. I think I went to probably base 50s before I really did a lot more intense combat stuff. And the last one that I ended up doing, at least past the intro levels, was rune crafting, just because I didn't think it was an effective use of my time to leave it just kind of AFK mining the rune essence. So I just waited and remembered that I could do Soul Wars for that, and then got a big stack of pure essence, waited until I got Banker's Note, and then just kind of did that all at once. And that one was no problem. I had a little bit of a plan going in as far as like early relics. I knew I wanted to go Power Miner, and I thought Dodgy Deals seemed by far the best one for Tier 2. I was tempted to go the Bank Teleport relic for the third one, but I had looked up some stuff about leagues before it started, and I watched a couple videos, and it did seem like the Clue one was going to be the by far the most useful. If so, what I thought initially was that the Clue one was just going to be you only get a teleport to your next clue. That would have made it a lot harder of a decision because I don't like clue scrolls in general. But having this where you teleport to any stash unit or your next clue step, those are really, really helpful. There's about equal number between those and the banks, and I didn't really see the point of why anyone would do the fairy ring one. It's helpful, but you already have access to the fairy rings anyway. And I mean, at some point you can put one in your house even, or I mean, you can just teleport to Edgeville, and if you have, I mean, you can get other teleports that are close enough to a fairy ring where it's not as big of a deal. So I didn't see that one as a super useful relic anyway. The tier 4, I'm trying to remember what was in that, because I know I went for the reroll. I think that one was where Golden God was in tier 4. And I just figured I would have so much trouble with Herblore otherwise that I needed that bonus at least for the for not using as many secondary items, which did help a lot. Because I mean, I should have done it early. I didn't realize how helpful that the Herblore game was. That one is very, very nice, and I didn't realize that the additional bonus from the prescription goggles would make it so you never use any of your secondaries. I did not realize that, because that would have made Herblore much faster to train, because then I only need a certain number and then I never need to gather secondaries again. But Herblore was not too bad in general. That one was just a lot of making potions, especially with the Forager pouch. That one went much faster than it would have had I waited and gone overgrown or something like that. So I think that was by far the easiest decision I had to make was to not pick Golden God, because I mean, the only problem that really solves is it solves construction, because you have basically unlimited money. It solves magic, which as a combat skill, having that extra bonus, I didn't see that one as too much trouble. And also it solves prayer, which prayer is not at all bad. Again, that's another one that's a combat skill, so you're getting a bonus on top of the regular league's bonus, and I just could not justify, as much as I would have loved to be able to see on my account having a like max cash stack, because otherwise I don't think that's ever happening. It would have been nice to see it, but I'd much rather go with something that's going to help out more with the leagues than do that. So yeah, production, I'm a skiller, so that one was a no-brainer for me. I know there are a few other people that went the treasure one. I don't know what it is about clue scrolls. I'm just not a huge fan. I may do some more of them just because I have the compass, but I think that was the only reason I did any of them in the first place. It's not, I don't know. They're fine. They're very quick in this, and so they're tolerable, but I'm not a fan of doing clue scrolls in general. I started doing them a while ago, like on the main account when I would get them, just because they added a message to tell you when you would have gotten a clue scroll. So because of that, now I know how, like, that there's all that possible stuff I'm wasting. So I figured I might as well start actually doing clue scrolls and clear them out of my bank, or at least if it's something I don't want to do or don't feel like doing, like with the stash units or something like that. I just figured I might as well try and clear them out, because then if I get another one, and the only time that it's really something that's bad and I don't feel like doing it is when it's a wilderness task in the main game. I don't like the wilderness. It's just it's more annoyance than it's worth in a lot of cases, so I'll just leave those ones out of it. Well, and this is another good reason to do this pit stop is if I get to 88, then I can use the little shortcut for Hydra. So that'll be helpful. We're just hitting that 4 mil point now. Just a little past it. Getting there little by little. So I am actually making my way through the stack here. Kind of surprised. I figured, and again, every time I do this, is I get into a rhythm of it, and then once I'm in the rhythm, it's really not too bad. But I always think it's going to be awful trying to go through and alch this stuff, because there are some times when I do agility that I just don't. I end up stopping the alching somewhere in there just to try and go through the course faster. Oh, this is the worst. I should really filter this to get that teleport out of my way. But yeah, that's about it for right now. It's just kind of pit stop, a little mental break from doing more Hydra. That's honestly, that is kind of the most frustrating thing about this game, is you kind of do the same thing a lot. It's okay for some stuff because I don't mind the rhythm and the consistency of it. Because one of the things I really liked doing in the main game when I started it was doing Perilous Moons, or Moons of Peril, I think is the mini game name. That one is actually really nice. It's a nice little rhythm. You don't have to worry about supplies really, because all of it's self-contained. It's like a very, very basic kind of dungeoneering, which was definitely a standout favorite of out of the few things that I've ever done in past Evolution of Combat and like before it was RuneScape 3. But yeah, I know that that the raids is a little bit like that too. Is there's almost a small element that's similar to dungeoneering, but it's a little less self-contained. That's all. Okay. Let's see what it says. So, yeah, another about a half an hour till 88. It's definitely a slow skill. I'm not won't deny that one. Yeah. And almost through the stack of Rune Warhammers, which means I should have right around 5 mil. Which would be very nice to add to my cash stack. There we go. Don't do it. Don't do it. I almost just misclicked that again. I really should just not carry the law runes just to keep myself from accidentally doing that. Yeah, I don't know, I'm really bad at clicking. That's like the biggest problem in this game is there's sometimes I just can't manage to click accurately. And I mean, that's the downfall in any game, you know? Ugh. Okay. So now is where the real money comes in. I think these are, yeah, 30k each is quite a lot of money. Some more marks of grace. And just a whole lot of coins. We're past 100 laps here. Let me check the wiki for this. Brimhaven agility. I'm just curious what what they say the per hour is. Experience rates, here we go. Up to 67,000 per hour when constantly traversing obstacles during downtime. That is not happening. Let's see. Chronometry gloves 2 and experience for passively traversing obstacles. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. $37,000 per hour at level 80 when turning in 1,000 tokens. I don't really understand what that means. Oh, so that is pretty slow. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it's going to be faster here. Brimhaven vouchers. Agility arena tickets and Brimhaven vouchers, yeah, separate. Yeah, it's pretty annoying for leagues because you get the same amount of tickets for the experience, but not as much for the vouchers. Or you get more vouchers, but it's not helpful. Let's see. Yeah, chronometry gloves 2, 3, or 4 increase the amount of experience you get. But I don't think that's really going to be worth it for this. Especially at this high level, it's better to just get this incremental progress because I'm doing some alching anyway, so it's not too bad. And that course it's not my favorite. I spent a decent amount of time down there already just doing that. There was a task for getting the pirate hook, so I spent some time there, and it's a really slow one. Not a big fan of it. So I'm happy to stay in Relica for now. Get this one done. Let me check if there's any other areas that I could. Agility, here we go. Members, of course. these are all different areas. Let's see. Relica, yeah. Oh, hard diary increases the experience gained. Ah. Well, good thing I did the hard diary here. Let's see. Yeah, Colossal Worm is lower levels. I know main game I spent a lot of time in Prifdinus just to kind of finish things up. But yeah, here, this will be my best experience rates, unfortunately all the way to 99. So this isn't, it's not going anywhere, this course. I'm gonna hopefully get a little bit of a skip if I go back and get another Elite Diary done. I've got 2 more that I can get done. I've got Fremenic and I've got the Korend. Korend is waiting on an Apatol teleport tablet, which I can do kind of whenever, and then finishing a raid. So that one's gonna wait. The Fremenic one is again just waiting on a Dragonstone, which is doable. I can kind of grind that out doing thieving. But considering it's really just for the lamp, I don't really need the teleport too bad. It's nice to have, but for right now I'm not planning on really doing Vorkath consistently to need to teleport here, so we'll see. It's on the to-do list, but it's not a high priority one. I mean, trying to get some skills a little higher up is probably a little bit nicer to get done rather than spend the time grinding out some of the more specific ones. But I'll probably just spend until 88 here and then just call the stream for now. Nothing too exciting, just a little kind of stream to hop in and kind of keep things consistent with it. I mean, it's been nice doing the stream, even if there's not any viewers or anything, just kind of putting something out there when I've got some extra free time. So might as well, you know, and you never know. Maybe there's somebody out there that'll watch the VODs or something like that, and it's all keeping it on the same page now. Doing it through Twitch, it wasn't really helping me too much because I don't really use Twitch for anything, so I don't know that people really even know that there is a Twitch channel. I mean, it's not like people know that there's a YouTube channel either, but there's probably more followers here on YouTube than there are on Twitch, just kind of incidentally. And yeah, I didn't see much engagement really on Twitch anyway. It was just like occasionally there would be somebody to stop in, and I don't know if it's a bot or just like an advertising thing that would try and get like try and advertise for graphic design or something like that. That's not. I don't need any of that. I'm not gonna get to that point with Twitch to really have to worry about any of that stuff. Most of the time, there's at most one other person watching the stream, so it's all good. And I know YouTube, I think they do a pretty good job of promoting the small streams, because I have seen a few times like I'll log into YouTube and there'll just be some random stream with like 3 or 4 viewers that's recommended on the homepage. So I mean, you never know. I mean, sometimes it only takes one person and then there's more going on, but yeah, it's not for that anyway. It's just Something to kind of keep me entertained, at least for a little while. 44%. And something to remind me to drink water, because if I'm talking the whole time, then I need to drink some water. So we're going on 1 hour here over at the Relica Agility course for an 800K. Yeah, so pretty close. 750. And about a little less than 20 minutes till the next level, which is pretty nice. And definitely got a solid way through these alks. This is almost as much as my cash stack that's in the bank right now. So this put me to 20 mil. And well, I don't see myself catching up to my main game cash stack because I sold my loot tab. I put all my collection of stuff from Slayer, from bosses, usually into the loot tab, and then sell it all at once, just when the bank gets full. It's nice to have that little extra dopamine when you can get a bigger number there when you sell stuff. So did that right before League started, so I would have to get to 80 mil if I want to catch up to that cash stack. I didn't buy anything with it because I don't know what I'm gonna want to do after leagues, or maybe just take a break from the game for a little bit. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna depend on some of the real life stuff too. Going through and doing some other job applications, because having a lot of extra free time can be kind of nice, but at the same time kind of not nice. Like especially if you get paid hourly, having a lot of free time is not super nice. So, you know, we'll see how things go. It's gonna kind of just depend on how it all falls. But yeah, for right now, just trying to get as much as I can out of the League's game mode while it's here. And since it's winter, yeah, there's not too much else going on. It's been this week not so bad, but I'm sure it's gonna get pretty cold again. It's like in the 30s Fahrenheit. Yesterday and today were a little under freezing, but overall not too bad. Considering like 2 or 3 weeks ago it was single digits for Fahrenheit, so it's not super great. $13.45 until my goal. If that number is accurate. And I've gotten myself about 100 into this stack. That's not too bad. Out of 860 or 870, really not too bad at all. It's weird because I for a second thought I was going to disconnect because I wasn't sure why it stopped running. Sometimes it's just like a timing thing, and I'm not good with the ticks in this game to when things tick over. It's just a little tricky. So yeah, we'll see. I probably should do like the try and get one of those tick metronomes into Rune Light. I have seen that. It's one of those things where it's like, how far do I really want to get into this, you know? Because there's a certain part of me that's like, this is too much. Like, this is too intense for what the game is. I don't know that it's going to be enjoyable if I pass that point of like trying to learn the tick system. I'm sure it's very helpful, and it would make a lot of things easier, but it's more like a philosophical thing of how far do I want to push it, and like everything, there's a balance, and where's my balance with old school RuneScape? I know I've spent however many years playing this, because even this account's like going on 20 years now. I mean, of course, I had to start everything over when it split from old school and RuneScape 3, but I was never a member, so playing it through as an adult, having membership, it's been like totally night and day from what it would have been as a kid. So it's not entirely like it's the same game for me. I know there are probably a lot of people who, if they played as kids as a member, it's kind of the same game, because there's a lot of stuff that you could have done before. But for me, all the stuff's a little bit new, just because when I was younger, I would do mining and smithing between Alcarid and Varrock, and that was most of what I did. Mining and smithing, and then killing hill giants. Long before the hill giant boss, when it was just kill hill giants until your inventory is full of big bones, and then when the Grand Exchange came out, run over to the Grand Exchange and sell them, and that was it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a very different game than it was when I was a kid, and for whatever reason, even then, it was like I would still kind of do the same repetitive stuff. And as a non-member, you really don't. It makes it tougher to get into the higher levels. So, I mean, I think I had like 60s for combats, which already would have taken a lot of time doing hill giants. And I'm sure I was not doing like anything efficiently. I wasn't even using prayer at that time. I didn't really understand the whole system of prayer, and as a non-member you wouldn't have had prayer potions anyway, so I don't know. It's kind of nice in a way to have had like the very basic experience and then the like real experience of it. But I don't. It's kind of strange, you know. However many years with the same game. There's the closest thing besides that would have been playing through several years of League of Legends, which, and that game, like, there's very little that's the same as even when I started playing, and I started like 2013, 2014-ish. That's usually another one for people where you take a break and then eventually you go back to it here and there. But it's just a totally different game than it was when I used to play it, and just it's hard to enjoy that game, I will say. It's fun in a way, like there's a lot of action and everything, but it's just, it's tough, especially like if you play any of ranked, then it makes it really difficult. And that's how a lot of games are. I feel like anything where there's a competitive leaderboard or ranks or things like that, it does make it a lot harder to enjoy the game. So it's nice that there's really not a lot of that. I mean, there's definitely some of it, because I know there's an esports scene for RuneScape, but there's a totally separate whole thing of just doing PVM, that's where I'm at. I've never been big into like trying to play PvP in a big game like this. Like I played when I was younger, I played through a couple of the Guild Wars games. Just the first one. I didn't play it when it was the second one. I mean like a couple of expansions in the first game. And we at the time I had a couple friends that would occasionally do PvP, and I just did not see I couldn't see the enjoyment in it. It's like you don't get items or anything from. I mean, I'm sure you can get rewards from whatever points and stuff you get, but it was just like it's very chaotic, and as much chaos as there is in a PVM setting, it just makes more sense because you know like what item you're looking for, and there's stuff along the way that are dropping gold, so it makes it a little easier to follow. Yeah, needless to say, I was never throwing things up in the duel arena either. That's a whole nother world. I know that was a really big part of this game, and I'm not really sure how it's changed now, as being the I think there is some kind of duel arena still, but it's a very different thing than going to the sand casino. There was somebody I used to know that would go in there, like he would ask for if anyone wanted to gamble some of their money, so he would just bring like his own coins and then some from like people in our little group that still played. He would bring it over there and then just do a duel with somebody, and then if he won he would split the money, and then if he lost it would just be like, well, no more money unless you guys want to buy back in. So I mean, that was kind of interesting for a little while. I usually didn't put money in. I'm not really a gambler. I'd rather get the nice consistent money than have to worry about rebuilding if I lose it, you know. It's easier just to play it safe sometimes. Right now, we're looking at 10 mil in the cash stack. Now it's not going to change much, so we'll see. I might get to 11 mil by the time I get the level, but maybe not. It's going to go up slow. I'm not even about a fifth of the way through the stack. Ooh, I messed that up. It's always something here. So now this will be about 20 some mil in my cash stack for this. I mean, this playlist is pretty nice too. This just kind of generic. This is supposed to be a jazz playlist, but I'm not really hearing it. It seems more like a lo-fi playlist. I think, I mean, I did somewhat recently join this clan here just to try and get some more engagement in playing, because I know like if I do want to do raids or something, then it'll be important to have a few other people, especially like people that have done it more. I haven't really done anything with anybody in the group yet, but we'll see. I know during leagues it's not going to be busy or anything like that. Um, but it'll be nice to have because I always enjoyed going and doing the God Wars dungeon ones and stuff like that. So it's always nice. And especially like being in the group for it is the way to go. It's very difficult to do group stuff if you don't like have some kind of organization or something that's holding people accountable. There have been so many times where I've gone to do a boss or something, and if somebody gets a drop in their name, they're out of there. So, yeah, and I'm like, especially in the main game, one of the things I work towards the most was the defense, and so I went and got nice Justicure armor, and so I can be the tank, and then just have that. So because I know no one likes to do tanking, especially in this game, because you end up using more supplies and stuff. So it's just easier. So usually end up doing that and just let everybody else do kind of whatever they're feeling. But yeah, anytime you play the tank, you get screwed on the drops. So it's that's a frustrating one because no one wants to do it, partly because it's annoying and partly because you just get screwed on drops. And I mean, most of the time people aren't completely maxed doing something like God Wars, so it's better for them anyway to do like attacking, because then they'll at least be getting experience. You don't need too much experience if you've gotten your stats up. So yeah, I'll probably just do a little bit more while I'm here, just get a little bit more experience, because that's usually how I try and do stuff with this. It's just whatever I'm working towards a goal or something, and it's like an incremental goal or an on the way kind of goal. I usually just do a little bit extra just because I'm already there, and because I know I'm kind of lazy about coming back to do stuff. I know I'll have to come back and do it at some point, but especially with this, since I've got the stack of things to elk, I might as well do it now while I'm doing agility and while I've gotten the rhythm of it, because I know this is the last thing I'm gonna want to come back and do is run laps and elk. So good to do it while I'm already here and kind of resigned to it, because I'm gonna want to go back and do Hydra. Maybe I'll do a couple Hydra kills before I end the stream. I'll do that in a few minutes. I'll try and get maybe a quarter of the level, just to get myself a little bit more of the way there. Let's see. 30 minutes is, yeah, now it's gonna start being a real time investment to train agility, because I'm not sure how many elks I'm getting per hour, but it's certainly more than the agility experience I'm getting. 1 mil in agility and 1.2 in magic. So it's not too far off, actually. And a lot of money. We've made 11 mil today. Almost 12. It's gonna be 12 and probably 2 more elks. Yeah, 2 more elks. This would be 11.9. 997, and that's 12 mil. Nice, nice. I mean, still 630 left is a ton. So this will be, oh, it'll be 31 mil once I finish with all of it, which makes sense because I know the original stack for the chain bodies was 26, and the Warhammers was 4 mil. So having that little remainder and whatever few 100,000 I did from the adamant plate legs all adds up little by little. Almost 15% on the agility level already. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's, I mean, honestly not too bad, the stuff I have left. Crafting, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that one. But the rest I've got at least kind of a path forward with it, even if some of them aren't going to be super fast or efficient or anything. I at least know what I have to do. And I think grinding out the skills is maybe a week, and I've got at least 2 or 3 weeks that I am probably going to be playing consistently. So I can definitely get the account maxed by the end of leagues. It's just a matter of whether I stay and do it, or if I get burnt out doing some of the other stuff, or if I just end up prioritizing some of the other content, because it'd be nice to do raids, but it's gonna probably take a lot of grinding just to get ready for it. I know I've spent minimum probably 3 or 4 days. Like, the only thing that I'm really focused on for that day, and not necessarily like long sessions. Like, sometimes I'll only log in for like 30 or 40 minutes and do a few boss kills, and that'll be as much free time as I put into it that day. But there have definitely been a few days already where the only thing I really get to is doing a few kills at Hydra and then log out, which, as far as the leagues goes, right now it hasn't paid off too much, because I've gotten those few items for the tasks, which it's nice to have the points, but the main thing I went there for is that lance, and it's still unfortunately getting away from me. And I mean, as fast as Hydra is, 400 kills is no joke. Because even like, and I think that my best there, and Hydra is a long boss for this, I think my best there is probably around a minute, maybe a minute and a half. But I mean, even 400 minutes is a long time, because that's what, 6 hours 40 minutes. That's a lot of time over however many days. Even if it's an hour a day, that's a week. But you know, part of it was getting some of the experience, and Slayer's definitely gotten a lot of experience from that. I'm getting close to the 25 mil marker for that one too, so that'll be another 200 point task that gets done. As much as I don't necessarily need it, still, you know, it's something. And I think the main thing is just looking forward to, it's a cool weapon, and it'll make a big difference doing raids, because I know the boss probably going to be the hardest part. Learning the mechanics is one thing, but just having that extra damage bonus, making it go super fast with the already buffed stuff, is going to make it a lot easier to kind of get through the raids and just really give it a solid try. And I just like the weapon. It's a cool one, and it's going to be something that I'm going to end up using for a lot of stuff, just because of the look, one-handed, and I'll probably end up doing some Vorkath to try and get the I think you can get a Draconic Visage at Vorkath. I don't even actually know for the shield. Maybe it's the Skeletal Visage that you're getting there or something. Oh well. I guess I can look that up. Because I thought you could. I thought you could get a regular draconic visage there. Let's see. Tertiary. Draconic visage is 1 in 5,000, so it's not by any means a good way to kind of farm that out. It is, well, it is the best rate you're gonna get. Brutal black dragons are 1 in 10,000. So on Vorkath it'll be 1 in 1,000 on leagues, because it's normally 5,000. 8,000 in 8,000 for rune dragons, which I mean maybe isn't too bad. I wonder if I just kind of wonder how things drop for that, because I do kind of wonder if the dragon metal lump is still just the piece, because I can't get a dragon chain body with my regions. And where do you get this dragon metal shard anyway? Myths Guild Armory, which would be Kandarin. So I don't know how that would work, because then if you wanted to get a dragon plate body, you would need desert to be able to get that drop, or Kandarin. Plus definitely having Kandarin, and then I don't, well actually you wouldn't need the well, but you'd need Fremenic too, because you'd have to be able to get to that drop, so that's for most people 3 regions already. Because I think Thermi can drop the dragon chain body if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise it's just Calphite Queen. But yeah, that would be all 3 of your regions then that you'd need for that. I wonder if there's a chart here at Raging Echoes. Because, I mean, that's been a lot of the questions for this. Team-wide purples. Let's see, max cape from the Sage in Lumbridge. That's kind of nice. Faster respawns. Additional new content added. Okay. Accommodations due to region locking. Box traps, Slayer test, treasure trail. So I'm trying to find where this would be. The Hunter's Crossbow. All Soul Reaper Axe pieces will drop from every member of the Forgotten Four. The Scythe only gets charged with blood runes. Mega Rare Voucher. Combo boss drops. Boss drops that require multiple regions. Okay, here we go. So Alchemical Hydra drops a lance, gloves, Bone Crusher necklace. Okay, that's no problem. What else is in my region? Phantom Muspa drops Ancient Scepter. Vardorvis will drop the Ultor Ring instead of the Visage. The Duke will drop the Ring instead of the Visage. Fortis Coliseum will drop the Echo Boots instead of the Crystal. Chambers will drop the Wand instead of the Insignia. Adamant and Rune Dragons. Oh, okay. Adamant Dragons drop the Dragon Kite Shield instead of the Slice, and Rune Dragons will drop the Plate Body instead of the Lump. Very nice. So I actually don't know how good the Dragon Kite Shield and Dragon Plate Body are. Let's see. Tormented Synapse, yeah, can be instantly converted. Dragon Hosta now comes completed from the Brimstone chest. That's pretty nice. I haven't gotten a Dragon Hosta drop. I think that's a like broken Dragon Hosta or something normally. But that's kind of a cool one. I didn't really know that was even an option. But yeah, I guess it pays to read up on some of this stuff. Let's compare this Dragon Kite Shield to Dragon Fire Shield. Oh, so the Dragon Kite Shield is way better defensively. So it would pay off to go and do Adamant Dragons. So now let's check the Dragon Plate Body. That is one nice thing about doing a skill fairly AFK is I can look stuff up on the wiki. Let's check out how it compares to my Armadillo Plate Body now. It is a big boost for defensive bonuses. 25 in almost everything. It just doesn't have that extra prayer bonus. Yeah. Well, the only problem is that it's going to be very, very rare. 1 in 5,000. So it's gonna 100% depend on the lance, because there's no way I'm gonna do that many. Well, it would be 1 in 1,000 with the league's bonus. So I mean, maybe there's a chance I go and do it, but I mean, we'll see. That's kind of a stretch. It's a very big upgrade from what I've got if I want to use it for the Coliseum, but I don't know if that's going to be worth it, if it's going to be that noticeable. I mean, it is a big increase in defense for sure. I think the shield will be more important than the plate body, to be honest. But they're both big upgrades. Yeah, I shouldn't have looked that up, because now I know that that's another possible one. I shouldn't be giving myself goals when I haven't gotten the lance yet. Ugh. Okay, well, with that said, kind of things evaluated here, I'm probably going to call it for the stream for now. I know I'm going to be back here, so I've got another 550 plate bodies, or chain bodies, that I'll have to go through and elk. But for now, I'm going to go and kind of prep some more Hydra, and I think maybe just take a little break for a while. Try and get up and move around a little bit, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be back at one point or another. No, my light's too bright. I should be paying attention to this. But yeah, hope everybody has a good rest of their evening. I'll see you next time.